Hello, and welcome back to the universe, where we talk all things you. Now, you've heard it. Be consistent. Show up every day. Don't break the chain. What if I told you that consistency doesn't mean always being on? In this episode, we're going to unpack the myth of perfect consistency. And instead, I'm going to invite you to a more sustainable rhythm of life. On a cycles, rest, and real life. Let's begin. Consistency sounds like discipline, excellence, and in some ways, yes, it is. It's practiced healthily. It can build trust with yourself and with others. It's momentum. It's how a tree forms from being a seed. But here's the myth. Consistency is rigid. It's a daily grind. If you don't show up, you are seen as lazy, you are seen as uncommitted or falling behind. And this is not true. This myth is incredibly dangerous. It doesn't account for burnout, it doesn't account for illness, it doesn't account for grief. The simple fact that we are not machines. It isn't also consistent in a linear way, right? It's cyclical. Seasons, the tides move, the moon phases differ. Yet, when we refer to nature, we just see that as the normal rhythm of life. So then why do we expect ourselves to always be on? Here's where it gets tricky. In a world where productivity is praised, we think that is the norm. The output of that is the norm. Think of your gym streak. Think of you eating healthy and clean for the whole week. But now, when you miss one session of the gym, when you eat that slab of chocolate, shame sets in. Now you think to yourself, oh no, I am not consistent. The truth is, toxic consistency isn't about being committed, it's about being afraid. Irrelevant, afraid of losing momentum, afraid of not being enough. So we keep going, even when our body says pause, even when our mind begs for quiet. But at what cost? I recently saw a really well known influencer who has built a brand around herself. And she has now reached out to her followers to say that, look, she has now named the different parts of her. So she has given different parts of her content that she creates, she's given that a persona. This persona, when she is dressed this way or doing these things, is called X. And this persona, when she's dressed and doing these things, is called Y. And I couldn't help but reflect and think to myself, is this what we are perpetuating in the world currently? That we have different versions of ourselves. Now, I'm going to agree, and again, this might be controversial to you, so use it, don't use it, that we have to be different people in different situations. I find that extremely exhausting. Perhaps you don't. I aim in my authenticity to be the same version of myself everywhere. And when I say that, it means that if you see me at the gym, if you see me at my place of work, if you see me in the comfort of my home, I am the same person. while I might, in a certain situation, take on, I won't even say a different demeanor, right? Release a different energy from myself, I aim to be the same person. What if consistency didn't mean doing the same thing over and over every single day, but more returning to the intention that you set for yourself when life knocks you down? So, if you are a member of this certain gym, you would know that at certain milestones, you would get a reward, but you would have to be consistent. So, you would go X amount of times in the week and you would get a streak. And at certain time, you would get a reward. The interesting part about that is that I've had conversations with people who say, you know what, just in order to get this streak, because this streak is like really stressing me out, I simply go to the gym and I just scan in and I leave. And then you have to question yourself and ask, what is the intention behind me actually wanting to get that streak, wanting to get and reach that next milestone? Is it so that I can be seen, to be the consistent girly or the consistent person? Or is it because I'm prioritizing myself, my health, to show up for me, to use it as a motivation to hold myself accountable if I'm not maybe gymming with someone else, to hold me accountable? But what is the intention that you are setting behind the things that you want to do for yourself? And in that intention, there is where your motivation lies, to return back to it, to say, this is something that I am going to consistently do for me. Consistency is like a heartbeat. It doesn't rush, it moves to a rhythm. So instead of saying, I failed at this, I keep trying, but I'm failing, say, I return back to this because it matters to me. I come back to this intention because this matters to me. That is real consistency. Some weeks you may show up loud and bold and filled with vigor and energy and zeal, and the next you might be quiet and reflective, or even just take a break. Always come back to the intention, and that is the magic. Now, let's talk about ways in which you can align your consistency. The thing I want you to do is ask yourself, and this is anchor to pressure. Ask yourself, why does this matter to me? If the answer feels heavy or it's coming from an external validation, then revisit your intention. Have flexible structures. So say things to yourself like, I move my body 3 times a week, not I must go to the gym daily. Pause points. Do check ins with yourself. Am I still aligned to what it is I want out of this experience, or do I need to revisit and realign? Pause here for a minute. And I want you to just close your eyes wherever you are, or just soften your gaze. And I want you to take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. We're going to do this 3 times. So another deep breath in. And release through your mouth. And one last time, breathing in. Releasing through your mouth. Whether you choose to say these intentions or whether you simply wish to listen, perhaps you can go after this and take some of these intentions and set them for yourself. I am consistent in my commitment, not in perfection. Honor the seasons of my life and the rhythm of my energy. Honor the seasons. I am allowed to rest without guilt. I always return to what matters. I am growing even when I'm still. So the next time you feel inconsistent, I want you to remember this. See, is not about always being on. It's about always being aligned. Keep returning, keep remembering, you are doing better than you think. I would like to say thank you for everyone who's held me accountable in showing up for myself in this podcast. And I think the recent break I took was good for me to realize that I'm showing up here to be consistent, to come through weekly. I'm showing up here to be consistent, to come and share my truth. And so, in that, if this episode resonated with you, please share it with a friend. I really look forward to engaging with you on another episode of The Universe. Remember to stay happy, to stay bright, and to be true to you.